Alright, that was by far the most jolly and festive, jazzy intro track yet. I hope you guys like that. Welcome in, everybody. Designed by Dave's Thermal Smashers. Gonna do some smashing today, Southern California style. My home territory for me. So, home court advantage. We'll see what happens. We're gonna click fly at 6:15. Our usual sort of 15-minute window between stream time starting and go fly time. Let's bring up the task. Let's talk about the task. Let's not use that map. Let's bring up the other map. Having a little delay here allows more time for, more people to get in the stream and watch the stream. It allows me time to make sure that I have all my things together. There's so many little clickies and clackies and configurations and things to set up, and I always forget something. But here's the task. We can go back to give you a bigger view of that. So we're gonna do a little big box around SoCal here, Southern California. We're going to tow up here at Redlands Municipal, where the Hangar 24 brewery is. And then head north right into the mountains here, San Bernardino Mountains. Give the topo map. And I like this map. This is a good one. Major Dad, no, I'm not going to be on the voice channel on Discord just because I don't want a lot of other cross chatter on the stream, right? So a bunch of disembodied voices on the stream makes the stream not interesting to watch. So yeah, that kind of sucks for communicating with me, especially because if you're in VR, I know typing in the Twitch chat doesn't really work in VR. So yeah. So yeah, I don't have a workaround for that yet. I was chatting with somebody who had push-to-talk keys configured, so he could push to talk on, like push one button to talk to Discord and another button to talk to the Twitch stream. And so that's a solution I haven't figured out yet. So yeah, you're in VR. Yeah, Sport Flyer's there in VR also. So yeah, you guys can hang out in the Discord chat. Sorry, I can't. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream, by the way, Major Dad, and thanks for for hopefully that means you're flying with us today, which will be super awesome. And yeah, okay, cool. We got Sport Flyer in. We got Major Dad. Sport Flyer has a push to talk key on the yeah. There's yeah. Anyways, it's something to figure out still. There's so many different, configuration things between trying to figure out how to configure Microsoft Flight Simulator for flying glider tasks and trying to figure out how to do the Twitch streaming. There's like so many things to configure and run around. So yeah, my focus has been on as much the Twitch streaming experience because I want to have a good stream that's interesting for people to watch and hang out in and sort of, build community around there. What's up, Leo? Let's go. Yeah. Hey, Leo's SoCal guy. So Leo might recognize some of the scenes we're going to be flying over today. Glad to have Leo in here again. And we're about I show 6:07 p.m. guys. So remember time.gov. And that's when we when we click fly in the sim is 6:15 Pacific Standard Time or whatever 15, right? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter the hour, it just matters the minute. So yeah, the task. So we're taking off here at Redlands Municipal. We'll get some beers at the Hangar 24 brewery before we go. And then we're going to head up into the mountains here, the San Bernardino Mountains. And start line here, and we're going to go down to the Cajon Pass. And then we're going to turn around and head towards Big Bear. A lot of rugged mountainous and forest terrain up here, so pretty much nowhere to land. as we go to Big Bear, and then across to San Gorgonio. This is the tallest mountain in Southern California. I think like 12,000 feet or something at the peak. And then we're going to cross the famous Banning Pass. Don't get low in the Banning Pass because the wind can be crazy down there. To San Jacinto, another tall peak. And I put super big turn cylinders around both of these peaks, so if we're not getting high enough, then you can be kind of out in front of it, right? So then we're gonna cross the big valley here, across Hemet, which is where they used to fly gliders out of here. I believe that operation closed up some years ago, which is too bad. Then over to Lake Elsinore, where I see people flying gliders every now and then. So this leg here is going to be pretty much straight into the headwind, so that could be a difficult crossing, especially because we're not going to have clouds. It's a blue day, so that could be difficult. And then we're going to turn to the northwest, and we're going to come to we're going to fly home for me, which would be Chino Airport. And yeah, so I'm going to fly home. And oh, you know what? And I forgot there was too late to add it on now, probably. But there's an add-on which would be good to have for this area, because Microsoft Flight Simulator renders this whole Prado control basin as water, like you see it here. There's no water in there. It's bone dry. I mean, it rained a little bit, so there might be like some water, but it'll look way too wet down there. Believe me, it's California is very dry. So. Yeah. All right, I'm showing about 5 minutes here, guys. Yeah, hopefully, guys, you can get the mics figured out in the Discord. Yeah, Mike, you're currently set as muted in the Discord. I don't know if you knew that or not. Discord's another thing too. It's obviously a great app and service, but it's kind of bloated, and there's settings and configurations like very randomly spread out, and so it can be difficult to figure things out, how to set things up in there. So yeah, he has OPPT, so it's gonna by default show you muted unless you're saying something. Hey Sam, thanks for joining us. Glad to see you here. We were just going over the task here, flying in SoCal, hometown territory for me. I'm showing 4 minutes here. So it might be a long glide to get from the airport when you tow up into the foothills here. So you may get to these foothills with not enough altitude really to work the lift. And before we get to the start, and so if that's the case, then you might just cheat and slew a couple hundred feet or something. You're back at your dad's house, so you can fly again. That's awesome, dude. Great, good times. All right. Oops, I did not mean to click that. All right, put that away, and I put that away. And now I got, I didn't get my task loaded in here. Good thing I remember to do that. Redlands to Chino. There it is. Flight asset, the weather. Yeah, SoCal Blue. SoCal Blue. Make sure to set the wind, guys, because it always resets here. Wind from 225, and we want the speed. We're going to do 12. Thank you. This is very buggy. 12 to 20 knots. Make sure the gust and the direction are both 225. 12 to 20 knots. And the date, September 1st, which, believe it or not, is about the time of year when we have the best soaring conditions in SoCal. And we're going to fly at noon. That's going to have to be adjusted, but okay. All right. Okay, just a couple of minutes here, guys. Remember time.gov. Click fly at 6:15. I also changed settings for the chat in the Twitch chat. It was set to you had to have an email verified account in order to send messages and use the chat. I changed that to basically anybody with an account, which is not recommended for spam purposes. So there could be a bunch of spam bots in the chat today. If that happens, yeah, I might just be distracted deleting spam comments. So bear with me on that if that happens. But I want to make sure that everyone who wants to chat can chat. So if you're lurking in the viewing, if you're lurking and you're not chatting because you can't be bothered to email verify your account, well, I don't blame you for not wanting to do that. But, you know, you should be able to chat now. All right, 1 minute. And if you're watching over on YouTube, there's a link in the description to the Twitch channel, which has the info on how you can join us in the sim, fly with us, or just continue to hang out there. Either way, thanks for hanging out. Sam, you need to download the... I have to click a button. Hang on. There we go. All right. Sam, you have to click a button, or you have to download the flight plan and the weather preset file. It's in the Discord server in the flight assets and downloads page. And then... and actually, I just uploaded a video... in the newbie section, the new Start Here forum, with a video on how we set things up to get in the sim here. So ready to fly, and then first thing I'm gonna do is check the weather. So we want that's the right thing. Bring the time closer to noon, and the wind, it always changes. And the gust 225. So make sure you do 12 to 20 here. You've downloaded them. So the flight plan you can just load from the map page. You go to the world map and then you have to click more, and then you can load save, and then you can load that file. The weather preset you have to manually transfer to the correct directory. Like buried in the instructions. The best thing to do would be to watch the video that I posted. Sam, let me see if I can oh yeah, hold on, I can post a link in the chat. I'll do that while I'm waiting for the other guys to get in here. Coal burner fired up. Yes sir. There you go, Sam. I posted a link in the YouTube chat to that video. It's kind of long to watch the whole thing, and some of it, and a lot of it's specific to the airplane that we're flying. So if you don't have that, then you know, it won't pertain to you. So, all right, I don't need that. I don't need that. And one thing to do is to make sure that your navigation has the map. It does. Sometimes this doesn't load, and if that's the case, you have to reload the. And looks like. Major Dad is already in the air at 11,000 feet, so he's doing okay. So I didn't set a max start altitude or a start time on this, guys, so we'll just kind of get in the air and decide. I was gonna do oh yeah, max altitude, let's just say 6,000 feet. I think we might be able to get quite a bit higher than that, but you know, we'll see what happens. Let's take a look here. VFR map. Lots of air traffic in SoCal today. Look at everybody flying. That'll be cool to see. Let me see. Hey, it's Devin again. You really like flying that plane? Yeah, this is the one, dude. All right, looks like that's there. Okay, let's then. If you guys are using the LX Nav mod computer, go to the multiplayer page, and let's get this going. It always fails. Add a new flight. Just call out something and task start 12. Create flight. There we go. Okay, so join in that. If I think Sport Flyer is using the this LX Nav mod, so. And all right. Okay, all right. Let's go flying. You did change your name, Devin. I noticed that. Well, the Devin part, the important part, was there, so I got that. All right, we're going flying, guys. Oh, actually, you know what? Sorry, we need to change the music vibes for the flying part. All right, let's do it.
All out. These are stories of the future. Adventures in which you'll live in a million could be years. On 1,000 maybe.
Ooh, I came off the toe early again. I remember to put the landing gear up, though. I came off of that tow prematurely and didn't do a very good job towing, and so now I've got to scratch my way up from super low. Hopefully not impact these houses down here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, that takeoff was very fast. Yeah, I was towing fast and into the headwind, and actually with this much wind I probably didn't need to tow nearly as fast. I don't really know anything about towing. I never winch towed. But there's lifts as soon as I get to the foothills here. (2,600 feet). See Leo the Lion and Space Vampire still back there at the airport. Sam has everything set up and he's going to join now. Great. I think with this task, it really doesn't matter so much that we sync the weather up because we got no clouds. And it's going to be one of these like combination ridge lift thermal lift days. Computer is overtaxed. Oh man. What time? Noon, Sam. September 1st, noon. And check the wind. Make sure your wind speed and gust are in the same direction. Southwest, bearing 225. And wind at 12 knots, gusting to 20. Whoa, massive sink. Wow, that was cool. Wow, trashy lift here. Holy cow. This is how it could be out here when it's windy, gusty like this. This is, yeah, this is pretty cool. This could be, yeah, this could be a challenging day. I mean, if you get stupid high, it might not be, but... Wow. Yeah, the gusts are here. Good times. And flying in an area like this with this much air traffic, kind of lame because it makes it difficult for us to, you know, pick each other out from all the noise. Be careful circling in close to the hill today, guys, because of the gusts. You can easily get just thrown right into it. Sport Flyer had to restart it. Okay, no worries. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that the weather being synced up is that big of a deal because we don't have any clouds. So, man, just getting dumped here. Sport Flyer says he might have a mod causing issues. Yeah, I read about that actually semi-frequently. You can have mods conflicting or just too much. Well, there's no rush right now. I'm having a tricky time getting established here. A very strong, punchy lift, which is to be expected for the conditions. I'm gonna need to get out in front of the hill a little bit here. Leo, the lion up above me there looks like he's doing pretty good. I'm struggling to get above 3,000 feet. Leo says before you took off, he noticed you did the multiplayer connect for the glider. Is that only for the payware? You should be able to use it with the free version of this airplane, Leo. But it's the it's a mod for the computer. There's another mod you have to install that gives you the navigation, and it gives you the latest version has that multiplayer feature. I'm at 3,300 feet now, so I'm making a little bit of progress. Sport Flyer should be in the air in a minute. Cool. Alright, so we said Sport Flyer are going to set the max gentleman's agreement max start altitude at 6,000 feet. I didn't code that into the flight task. What does what do? The computer? Leo? So I didn't code a max altitude, start altitude into the flight task for two reasons. One, I mean, if you're like, I don't want to like be penalized because, or basically not be able to start and have to like go around again because you're over it by like 5 feet or something. And the other reason is I don't know if that's AGL or MSL altitude for the start, which I could probably I could probably find that out. But in any case, oh, the multiplayer connect thing. I'll show you, Leo, but I'm struggling with this thermal here. I am climbing though, 3,500 feet. I have to say, this is a pretty accurate representation of what soaring here can be like on a day like this, where you have small lift, it's difficult, it's punchy, difficult to work, and you end up spending a lot of time scratching down low like this, and then eventually you just kind of get high enough and it just breaks through and you go up. So I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen. Basically, Leo, the multiplayer thing shows everybody who's connected to it on the map. So you'll see your position relative to mine and vice versa. It's pretty nice, but not 100% necessary. 3,400 feet. It's just getting rocked around here. I'm gonna pause the background music. I just need to listen to the vario here. I gotta focus. Having trouble. 3,300 feet. You gotta find something here. So Leo, yeah, if you were on here, it would show you on the map. I mean, if you were in the vicinity, right, it would show you on here. Which is pretty neato. So there's pockets of really strong lifts, but it's small. This is where VR would be awesome when you're turning in close to the hill like this. I'm sure you VR guys could attest to that. 3,600 feet, there we go. We're making some progress here. A little bit of a puffy cloud breaking off up there. I did fly basically this task several weeks ago, but that was before I had navigation and stuff, and also I flew it with ridiculous easy big clouds, so it was kind of trivially easy then. And I've been meaning to try flying a task in the blue sky like this in the mountains for a while. I figured this would be a good opportunity. Major Dad says, "Can I go?" I mean, yeah. If you want to start, just go ahead. I might get to 6,000 here and be right behind you. We were gonna all start at 6,000. So if you're at 6,000, that'll be the good. I think that's a good starting altitude here. Oh, limited on time. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no worries. And I mean, if you have to drop out, you have to drop out. It's no worries. Yeah, I would like to hopefully finish this one up before too late also, but we'll see how it goes, you know. We'll see how the flight goes, how the stream goes. If we get a bunch of viewers in here and we're having a good time, then we might keep going. There we go. Just hitting 5,000 feet there now. In a very San Bernardino Mountains type of thermal. And just like I said, notice that as I get higher, the thermal is kind of bigger and stronger and more put together, you could say. So I think there's going to be plenty of lift today, but it's going to be tricky to work because you're going to have to find it coming up these ridges, the mountains. And you're not going to have, not going to have clouds to mark it. And we've got some strong winds. $5,700 feet. Whoa, big, massive sink. I dropped like 500 feet right there. Alright, Major Dad has started the task. I was hoping I could be right behind him, but I just hit a big pocket of sink and dropped like 500 feet, so... Whoa! Whoa! Instrument just told me a 40-mile-an-hour gust. Where could I download that multiplayer connect mod at? It's Leo. It's in the Discord server on the in the official links section. Damn, that just crushed me. I just got drilled like another 500 feet. Wow, we've got some gnarly strong conditions out here today, guys. Oh, it's a fun one. Yeah, be careful getting in the lee side of ridges today. You're gonna get spanked. So I'm just hanging out here right next to the start line. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get right to 6,000 feet and then cross it if I can. This thing is buggy. That's doing a little better. 5,500. Here we go, 5,800. Oh, you know what? And I forgot to... Hey, there's always something I forget. One of these days I'll make that checklist. Pressure 29. Only at 5,600. Not as high as I thought I was. $5,700. Stop changing pages, computer. That's another bug. It's very frustrating. So this highway right here, that's Highway 330. It's kind of one of the main roads, highways up into these mountains. You'll drive up if you're headed up to Big Bear. And I made that the start line. So there's like a, I've got the start line on the GPS computer, but there's also a, a VFR start line, right? So we can use that. A visual reference is always nice. Let's see if I can work this lift here. 5,800. We're missing our guy Bumble tonight. He's usually in here with us. But he's in Germany, so don't blame him for missing out on these evening, especially weekday flights. Okay, there we go. There's 6,000 feet. Let's finish this turn. All right. All right, 5,700 feet away. There is up and down today, up and down. I'm crossing the start line. We're going to get this show on the road. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I'm Dave Aldrich. You can check out the Discord server link below if you're new here. We post all of the flight plans and tasks. Oh, and I didn't start. I forgot to do that. Dang it. Wait, did it not? Oh, did it start? Hold on. Task not started. Why is my task not starting? Uh-oh. There it is. It's always something, one thing or the other. But we should be able to get it started here now. There we go. Task started. Okay, now we're on. Now we're going. Major Dad looks like he's down there at the first turn point already. Oh, I'm inclined to just go ahead and fly in a straight line through this lift and not circle. I think we can just get down to Cajon Mountain here without really turning. But then we got to come back. But then when we come back, we'll be up against this back range here, which is the higher terrain, and it's more of a defined ridge back there. So the ridge lift, it could be, but pretty much a straight ridge run. Although you will have to get up from the ridge to get over and back into Big Bear. Big Bear is kind of set back a ways. And then you got to penetrate that headwind to come back out. So you will need altitude there. But I think for the first part of this task, I don't really need altitude. There we are. Finally I can kind of relax, get some external view. That was a struggle to get this one going. Jeez. What time is it here? It was like a half an hour struggle to get started. And as I get a little bit further west up into the Cajon Pass here, I can point out more landmarks, areas that I know well. I haven't actually flown these mountains behind me that often. Actually, never the ones out front. Only in the back have I. I've never really been out in the front, only in this back range. $6,200 feet here. Oh, there's the setting. The setting I wanted to try. So I don't know if it's going to work, if it's going to... I'm going to try the Auto McCready setting. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, because we may not be circling in thermals very much on this flight. And I probably should have loaded up on ballast too. I was just carrying the default. I think as a strong lift and strong wind, it should probably carry as much ballast as you can today, would be my guess. Whew. It is lumpy down here, boy. Alright, so now this road, this is Highway 18. This is the other main road that goes up into these mountains in this area. I know Highway 18 very well. We're coming up on Marshall Peak, which is this bald one here. That is one of the popular spots to launch hang gliders and paragliders from. So I had many flights from Marshall and these mountains directly in front of me. This mountain here. This sort of range. And down here it says San Bernardino. My friend Dan used to live in one of these houses in this neighborhood right there, actually. Yeah, that's the Stater brothers. And his house was, I can totally see which one it is. I can see my house from here. It was that one, the second one in. That's cool to see. Cal State San Bernardino right here. University. And these green hills out here, that area is known as Little Mountain. No mouth but must scream. It doesn't say that you're a first-time chatter, but I don't remember that name, so maybe you're somebody who changed your name. But I like the name anyways. What band is this? Gives me big Dream Theater vibes. Well, he would I think be flattered to hear that. This is original music from my buddy, my friend Dan Tuckweiler, who I was just mentioning. That was his house right over there. He doesn't live there anymore. He moved back to the East Coast. But yeah, he actually wrote and recorded that music in that house right over there. So somebody remind me that I could post the links to the music in the Discord. Am first time chatter. Interesting. It usually in the chat box in the stream chat, it usually highlights people who are first time to the channel chatting. But in any case, welcome to the channel. I'm pointing stuff out here, not flying very efficiently, but that's okay. Who cares, right? Let's take a look. Especially because it's so gusty getting blown around here. So this little trapezoid-shaped kind of grassy area, that's Andy Jackson Air Park. That's where we land. The local hang gliding and paragliding club operates out of. In this area. Many hundreds of landings there. I'm at 7,000 feet here. Having no problems. No problems climbing, but a lot of problems keeping the nose pointed in the direction I need to go. Definitely should have brought more ballast along. So yeah, these mountains here, very familiar with these mountains here. So you cross this gap here, and there's this big drainage ditch down here, and I've ridden my bike up this climb. This is a good road to climb up on your bike. It's a nice steep road. And then across this gap, this canyon here, this mountain over here is called Pine Flats. So we'll head over to Pine here, and we'll just fly along these peaks before we turn around and start heading back. That lake off on my right there, that is Lake Silverwood. Really beautiful lake there. Popular boating recreation out there. See if I can see where everybody at here. Major Dad's ahead of me on the course. We got Space Vampire and Leo the Lion back there. Very cool. Good to see you guys in the air. I don't see Sam. Almost to the turn point here, just 3.1 miles. The taller mountains here ahead of me, and on the left, that's the San Gabriel Mountains, which includes Mount Baldy. That peak back there is Mount Baldy. And that's the Cajon Pass, which is the one of the major north-south routes in and out of SoCal. If you're driving from SoCal up to Vegas, you probably go through the Cajon Pass, which is, I'll be going through there next week. Little Christmas Vegas trip. I don't think I'll miss any streams, though. I think I'll be back in time for the Wednesday stream next week. And we'll have a Saturday, Sunday stream this week also. And maybe a Friday stream. Looking like I'm not gonna have to work Friday. So Friday will probably be bike ride in the morning and then afternoon stream, I think. We'll do some stream and do some flying, maybe a nice long task. Find some place to fly. I want to revisit the Andes. We had some really epic flights down in the Andes, and yeah, no, there's definitely needs to be some more flying there. Oh, actually, I know a good thing that would be to do. Yeah. All right, I'm thinking while I'm flying here, guys. All right, about to tag this turn point. 6,600 feet. Boom, got it. Oh, I just got drilled through there. Wow, that was some sink. Holy moly. Whoa, I'm not gonna make it in front of this ridge. Is that snow up there? I mean, there can be snow up there, but not in September. That's kind of weird. Leo the Lion looking like he's doing pretty good. He's up there at like 7,000. He's gonna fly right over me. Yeah, look at that. All right, he's headed for the first turn point. I'm gonna just kind of start working my way out of here before I really start trying to climb. But I'm gonna need some lift here. I don't know, 5,700. I got absolutely drilled. I gotta kind of come out and around. We'll find some lift, get a climb, get back up. Turning in close to the hill here. Now is when I would like to be getting really high. Coming around by like Silverwood. I'm at 6,200 feet. I just hit the first turn point. Now I gotta head back to the east, southeast, along the San Bernardino Mountains here. I could use a lot of altitude right now. The lift is strong, but quite punchy and gusty. Got a lot of gusty wind today. We set up a somewhat challenging task. Lots of sink. Big, strong sink. Strong lift and strong sink. Got Leo behind me there. He's about to hit that first turn point. And the lift is very challenging today. I'm flying my usual Discus 2C glider in the psychedelic 90s livery because white gliders are boring. $6,700 feet, so I am able to climb, but it's tricky and it's inconsistent, so kind of got to make the most of it while you can. I see Space Vampire now cruising by me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got really slow there. Well, 6,600 feet's high enough to keep heading on down range here, rather than struggling with that lift, and we'll find something better. So this whole ridge right in front of my nose here, this whole ridge should be producing lift. So I'm gonna kind of just head out in front of there, make my way down towards Big Bear. Major Dad's out there almost 11,000 feet, so he's in a pretty good position. Oh, check out the crescent moon up there, that looks cool. I dig that. I'm just gonna get out in front of the ridge here. That's where we'll get ridge lift, combination of ridge and thermal lift. At 6,300 feet, maybe not the ridge lift, but the thermal still will roll up these ridges. We're crossing right now, crossing over the crest line. And this spot right here is known as the billboard. Ooh, sinky, sinky, sinky there. Crest line right down below me, and that is the hang glider and paraglider launch right there. That little white spot, that clearing. Many flights from crest line. Yeah, this is proving to be a tricky one. Almost full right aileron there, and still no roll. Alright, Leo's doing good over there. He's at like 9,000. Space Vampire at 66. So we're all kind of having our own time with this. Highway 18 down below me there. Fairly realistic amount of looking of traffic. All right, I'm gonna head across. So this little highway interchange right here is where Highway 18 and Highway 138 meet. And that's Lake Gregory right there off on my left. So I'm gonna head over to this area, see if there's lift coming up here. Town of Crest Line there off on my left. We're getting nothing here. 6,000 feet. I think I'm gonna just keep pushing down to the east still and see if we can connect with something. Got a ways down east to go before we really have to get back to Big Bear and out of there, so I think my best bet is to just keep pushing down east. There should be enough gusty, thermally ridge lift to keep me in the air. If I find something juicy enough and thick enough to turn in, then I'll take a turn. Something kind of like that. Well, as soon as you turn in it, you're out of it. Still think it's my best strategy, just keep pushing down to the east here. Just coming into view there off on my left is Lake Arrowhead. Come on, I gotta be able to turn in this one. There we go. Nope. Nope. Alright, so right over here on my left here, this is Strawberry Peak, or this, in real life that's a fire lookout. Alright, not liking that. And right ahead here, straight in front of me, is the Rim of the World High School, where the football stadium is, you can see, the football field. I'm at 7,000 feet, despite getting a lot of sink and not being able to do full circles in the lift. I'm still climbing back here, so... Oh, there's big sink. Coming right up on the high school here, jeez. $7,500 feet, 76. Just kind of S-turning here in this bridge thermal lift. There we go. That's good. Was good. $8,100 feet. This is some of that famous strong crestline thermals. No, I lost it. Well, that's a tricky one to work. Alright, let's just keep heading back. Keep heading down to the east. Beautiful view of Lake Arrowhead beneath me, though. That's cool. 7,900 feet. I got 13.8 miles to Big Bear, but I'm going to need a lot of altitude to get in and out of there. Maybe with this wind, maybe 10,000 to get in and out of there safely. Heading on towards the town of Running Springs up here next. This is where Highway 330 comes up to, so we're kind of back to where we started, but just north of it, along the back side of the mountain range here. There's some lift here. Let's try to work this. $8,100 feet, kind of a little bit. Oh, Space Vampire has taken the strategy of going along the back way back there. Sort of the back route. It'll be interesting to see how that pays out. Well, I'm staying along this front range here, along this ridge, because I know there'll be a ridge lift coming up here. The Space Vampire looks pretty low back in there. 8,200 feet. The lift is punchy and it's broken up, and that is usually attributed to the gusty wind conditions. Typically the gusts kind of blow apart the thermals is kind of what we sort of experience that as. Well, it's pretty realistic for flying in this area to have gusty winds, especially up high like this. And you have to, well, be patient to climb. It's difficult. 8,700 feet, so I am climbing. Looks like Leo is choosing the option of heading back over the high desert also. Oh, now Space Vampire's out in front of me. $8,900 feet. At 9,000 feet here. I think I'm going to just push on down towards Running Springs. I was doing several turns there and not really making much progress. So let's fly downrange here. I want to get over to Keller Peak, which is this peak back here. IRL, that's a good place to get up. And for this task that we're flying, it'll be a good place to get up because it'll actually have me drifting right back towards Big Bear. If there's a thermal there and I can climb in it. With the wind, it'll have me drifting right where I need to go. I got Space Vampire down out here, kind of in front of me. I can't think he already got all the way to Big Bear and back out of there. But maybe. I mean, I don't see how else he would have had to gone around that way. If so, good job, mate. I think Leo... Yeah, Leo looks like he's in a bad place. Sankbreath, where are we flying today? We're flying in San Bernardino Mountains at the home site here, Sankbreath. Place where I've done most all of my real world flying. Coming up on Big Bear Lake here, right in front of my nose there. We're gonna go tag Big Bear. We took off in Redlands and went up the Cone Pass. And then we're going to go over to Big Bear. And then over to San Gorgonio, which is the tallest mountain in Southern California. At I think 12,000 feet, something like that. Somewhere around 12,000. Then we're going to cross the Banning Pass to the south to San Jacinto. And then from there, we're going to go across the valley out to Lake Elsinore, which will be a tricky leg into a pretty stiff headwind. And then we're going to fly home up to Chino. At least that's the plan. This is proving to be a challenging task, and I think the legs coming up ahead are going to be more challenging. I'm just now getting to 10,000 feet, though, which is the highest I've been. So that's good. Making progress. I mean, I could glide to Big Bear from here. Actually, I think I can probably run this ridge from this altitude. Just kind of run the ridge and get in there. I can at least tag the turn point, but then I'm gonna have a hard time getting out of there if I'm not much higher. So, but before we do that, I'm gonna need to pause it here, guys, and go drop some ballast. Okay, I need to go dump some ballast. Oh, you can't. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. All right, gonna go drop some ballast. I'll be right back. Oh, shoot. All right, I'm back. Stank Breath says you need a toilet emote 100%. Yeah. A piss emote. That'd be a good animated one. Thing is, like, I have like a whole bunch of emotes that I uploaded, but they they randomly get flagged for like review or something. And there's like a manual review process that takes forever. I don't know what the deal is with emotes. And some of them are just like pictures of cats. So I don't know what's up with that. Meanwhile, I've connected with some nice lift here. Knock on wood. Leo, how we doing, bud? You were looking like you were pretty low over Lake Arrowhead over there. So Stank Breath, I also have a an emote for a wad of hundreds and a Magnum condom. Well, they're both under review. $10,500 feet. This is the nicest climb I've had all day. I want to be patient with this one and take it as high as I can. Oh, I see Leo just scratching out in front of the front range right now. Stick with it, Leo. There's good climbs back here. I'm flying way too fast. I need to slow down. $10,800 feet. There we go. Got the speed down. Climb a nice steady 6 knots, 7 knots. 6.7, 6.6. Get back in there, get back in there. $11,200 feet. I'm losing track of that lift. Might be about it. See Space Vampire over there at 10,000. Let's see if we can see Leo. Yeah, he's out there in front. 6,700. He got drilled. See if I can reconnect. There is some more lift right there. Got some lift there. Pretty small. That one's tricky to work. But I am climbing, making progress. 11,400 feet. I definitely have the next turn point on glide. But I need a lot of altitude to get over. I gotta cross all this terrain in front of me here. And so it's a lot of altitude to get up and over. A lot of terrain to get up and over. So I need to be high. Oh, it's cool to see all the air traffic here in SoCal. That was some strong lift. And I can afford to kind of be patient with this lift because it is drifting me in a direction that I need to go. So if I find strong stuff like that, I definitely should turn in it. There we go. Doing better now. That's a nice thermal. That's a nice climb. If I can stick with it here. Ooh, there's a gust. Almost 12,000 feet. Ooh, it's bumpy there. Alright, I'm losing it. 12,000 feet. That's good altitude to be at here. Let's head in towards Big Bear. That's Big Bear Lake. Big Bear City Airport right there. Got a crosswind leg on my next leg. Let me update you guys on the task. Show you what we're doing today, where we're at. Haven't done that in a while. There's the map. We're flying this sort of boxy task here around SoCal. Started out here at Redlands Municipal, ended up to Cajon Mountain, and then I flew along the this sort of back range. And I've been just sort of drifting my way in towards Big Bear here. I'm gonna take Big Bear, and then I gotta head out front. Gotta cross. Gonna be pretty much a straight crosswind leg to San Gorgonio and then San Jacinto. Two big peaks here, and it's gonna be somewhat challenging. I need my navigation up. But I'm getting a nice lifting line here as I head towards the Big Bear turn point. Big Bear Lake below me right there. Town of Fawnskin off on my left. There's some friends that live there. $12,500 feet. Got Big Bear Airport there. You could land down there if you had to. No real problem getting there. There's Agent Presta. Peace, brother. Glad you stopped by. It was kind of fun watching Agent Presta fly the ultralight around. Low and slow flying in and around the terrain is pretty interesting. We're down here in SoCal today, Agent Pressa. This is kind of like my home territory. Right over Big Bear Lake. Headed in towards my second turn point, which is the town of Big Bear. Then gonna make a right-hand turn and head towards San Gorgonio, which is the tallest mountain in Southern California, about 12,000 feet. I'm at 12,300 feet right now. I don't have to cross the top of it. I made the task such that there's a big cylinder around it, so we don't have to actually be that high. Of course, it would be nice to be that high. I've got a pretty strong tailwind pushing me in here to this turn point, but now I'm going to have a crosswind leg as soon as I hit this, which I'm almost there. You can see on my computer. Boom, there I hit it. Big Bear, okay. I got 10 miles to San Gorgonia, which is pretty much this snow-capped looking peak over here, although there definitely wouldn't be snow here in September. So now, let's see if this is going to get me up here. Didn't realize there are mountains that big in California. There's bigger mountains. The tallest peak in the continental United States is in California. That's Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is 14,400 feet. And that's up in the Owens Valley, which is probably my favorite place to fly. My favorite place to ride my bike. My favorite place to camp. Pretty much my favorite place. I've done a little bit of streaming. Actually, when I first started streaming, I was flying up in the Owens Valley. We haven't quite gone back and visited it in a while. So maybe maybe this weekend we'll do a big Owens Valley task. That is some spectacular mountain scenery, high desert stuff. I love it up there. It's super awesome. I've got some nice kind of mild lift here. I'm showing a 15 knot wind. I want to get stinking high here. I gotta cross some terrain that could be difficult. I got Space Vampire downwind of me. Definitely don't want to get downwind on a leg, on a crosswind leg. I didn't realize that. Where are you from, Agent Presley? You must be from, I think you were familiar with that area in West Virginia where you were flying today, so I'm guessing you're from that area or live around that area. I've connected with a really nice, not the strongest climb ever, but it's mostly consistent. From Virginia. Okay, cool. This isn't that great a lift here. 12,700 feet. I've climbed like 500 feet and not really getting me anywhere. But you can see I got all this like low terrain, no real ridges, and a headwind to get out of here. So I gotta cross this. This is this could be tricky here. I don't think I want to go straight ahead because I could end up in some lee side rotor, and this amount of wind, yeah, that could be a bad area. So I might need to go to the right and out around this direction. Have I done any gliding in the mountains in West Virginia? I have not. I have flown in Georgia, in the mountains in Georgia, in the Lookout Mountain, basically Chattanooga. So it's like the very far north western corner of Georgia, right where Georgia meets Chattanooga. Like Georgia, Tennessee, and I think it's like Alabama or whatever the next state over. They're all right there in that corner. So I've flown in those mountains. A little bit. That's a nice area. There can be some good flying there, but it's nothing. It's not nearly as good as the consistent soaring conditions that we have out in California. Nor are the mountains nearly as big, and yeah. I think the terrain's probably pretty similar, pretty much all along the Appalachian Mountains there. I know there are people flying hang gliders and paragliders in the mountains in Virginia, West Virginia, and I do believe there is like a glider, a sailplane club in that area also. Yeah, it's tricky out there, right? Yeah. Soaring weather it's a combination of the weather and the micrometeorology of the terrain that you're in. Just having tall mountains doesn't necessarily do you any good if the prevailing winds are in the wrong direction relative to those mountains. So once I get done wrestling with this thermal, I can kind of show you what I mean. You can look at a map. I'm at 13,000 feet, so I'm climbing. Making progress, that's good. This thermal just turned on a little bit. I'm liking the way this one's working here. I should also mention, Agent Presta, that this type of altitude that I'm getting to here is not necessarily that common. This is this weather preset that I set up here is a booming September SoCal day. That's when we get the best soaring conditions in SoCal, is typically in September. And there's a handful of days that month that are maybe this good. I'm climbing nicely here. 14,200 feet. And just as I say that, then I come right out of the thermal. See if I can pick it back up again. There it is. And look at where Space Vampire is at least from my perspective. He looks like he's in a bad spot. He's way back in there. I don't think he's high enough to glide over that ridge. And he's way deep in that canyon, so he may have to penetrate a headwind all the way out there. So that could be tricky. I'm curious if he'll be able to get out. But I've seen him in a couple of spots earlier on this flight that I thought he was kind of doomed, or just in a really bad spot, and then I go for a piss break and come back, and now he's in a good spot. So it might just be just your perspective, or the sim is just kind of not exactly showing him in the right spot, or yeah, he's at 10,000 feet back there. Yeah, that might not be great. Alright, I'm kind of losing that thermal and I'm drifting downwind. I'm at 14,000 feet right now, 14,200. And so I should have this this next turn point. Yeah, it should be good to get across here. Let me show you what I was talking about here, Agent Presta. If I bring this map up here, this is our task today, by the way. Show you guys, refresh you guys on the task. Started down here at Redlands Municipal. Went to Cajon Mountain and then just hit Big Bear, and now I'm headed towards San Gorgonio. Then we're gonna do this rest of this box. So what you have here in Southern California, you have, you know, this SoCal basin. So everything south of these mountains and south and west of these mountains is lower elevation. And you have the onshore wind, right, which is usually from the west or the southwest. So this wind comes in and it just rolls up this face of these mountains here, the San Bernardino Mountains, right? So all these ridges are like perpendicular to the wind. And also, you know, the sun is always in the southern hemisphere. So all these ridges, all these fingers, all these ridges, the wind is blowing into them all day and they're baking in the sun all day long. So all these ridges, basically this whole area is like one massive thermal hotspot because of that. So we have a combination of weather, plus it never rains in Southern California, so that's not usually a concern. So you have a combination of weather and geography that makes for really excellent soaring conditions. And I'm doing great across here, 14,200. Let's see, where did Space Vampire go? He was, oh yeah, he retreated back across there to try to get up. But he's going to be getting blown downwind up this valley. He's going to be getting blown up this valley here. So he's going to have to dig himself out of there because you have to climb, which is going to have him drifting more downwind. So that's going to be a tricky spot. I need to speed up. My speed to fly is telling me to fly 90. I guess I should believe it. So this is San Gorgonio over here. This bald granite peak over here. Oh, you have flown in this area. Wow, cool. And so you can see I created this massive circle around it, so I don't have to actually get to that point. So I'm just going to kind of take whatever best line I can get through here. What have you flown in this area, in Agent, in a light sport aircraft or something? My altitude on the thing is not being reported correctly. Let me just restart this. Right outside of Los Angeles. Yeah, we're maybe like, I don't know, 60 miles inland from Los Angeles. East of Los Angeles here. Thanks for joining, Major Dad. Average speed of 143 miles per hour. Wow. Well, that's smoking fast. No wonder you disappeared. Probably a Cessna or something. Cool. Average speed of 143 miles per hour. Okay, well, he didn't turn at all. One thing that I need to learn is how fast you can fly ES-32. Yeah, one of the things I need to learn is how fast you can fly these airplanes. I'm used to flying hang gliders. You pretty much just crawl compared to these airplanes. I mean, right now my McCready is telling me to fly 90. These have a much more range, much more speed range, and glide at that speed. But also climbing in thermals is fun, you know. That's kind of like what you want to do. San Gorgonio down here below me. Pretty magnificent peak. And now we head to San Jacinto. Oh yeah, look, it's telling me. I just realized this now. It's telling me I have goal on glide already. Which, yeah, so I'm just going to speed up. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool, Major Dad. Yeah, I'll look at your schedule. I think mostly my schedule just doesn't line up, you know. So, but I definitely would like to sometime. So you're in the, you know, I see the posts in the Discord. So, yeah, one of these times. Alright, my computer's telling me to fly 90. And still finishing with 1,000 feet AGL, so that means I should be flying faster. Yeah, happy holidays to you too, sir. Thanks for joining us. Alright, coming across the Banning Pass here. Now, this area is notorious for very strong Venturi wind effect. The west wind blows through this canyon here and accelerates quite a bit. And, as I understand, can be the cause of many a aviation accident through there. Now, we'll see if the wind picks up as I come through here. I'm seeing about 20 knots. Yeah, Major Dad says I can go 100 easily. Yeah, well, it's telling me my arrival altitude is 900, so I'm flying 90, so I definitely could speed up a bit, especially with a lifting line like that. Yeah, when I made this task, you know, I thought about if you're going to go to San Gorgonio, you're going to be really high, and then the other turn points I clicked, it's like everything's downhill from here. So yeah, you're either going to go really fast through there, or you're going to go really far, or both. And then it's kind of tricky. I don't want to go too long because I wasn't sure how much time we'd have tonight. Yeah, right side of the next mountain. Yeah, it's the wind's blowing right into it, so I'm getting good lift just coming across here. So yeah, down in the Banning Pass here, we got all these windmills. It's cool to see those rendered in the sim. And I think there's a bunch more that it doesn't show. And I know there's a mod that adds like more, so maybe I'll play with that mod. Maybe I'll play with that mod. But I love flying over the desert. I think, especially like where the terrain turns from like partial desert, you know, semi-arid to fully arid. Oh, that's the cool stuff about flying around in SoCal. All right, yeah, we're gonna fly the rest of this task pretty fast here. We might extend it. I think if it only takes me like another half an hour to finish this, we might extend the stream and keep flying. Go find someplace else to go check out. Depends on the viewers here. You know, if the viewers want me to keep going. See who else shows up in the next little while. Space Vampire, he's doing better. He's climbing. I see Leo the Lion back there. Oh, Leo's up to 13,000. That's good. Good job, Leo. Stop changing page. Alright, I got her trimmed out here right around 100 knots. Yeah, showing my arrival altitude, finishing, improving all the time here. Wish I had a trim wheel. I'll figure that out. Wow, stop changing the page. Alright, cruising at 110 now. Well, this next leg is going to be straight into the headwind. Let's see how that works out for me. Alright, next stop is Lake Elsinore. Let me show you guys, since I just hit that turn point, I'll show you guys the task again, show you where we're at. Kind of about halfway through it here. We started down here in Redlands, made our way up to the Cajon Pass, and then over to Big Bear along the San Bernardino Mountains. Then we just crossed by San Gorgonio, got high at Big Bear, plenty of altitude to cross, and just hit San Jacinto, and now we're on our way down to Lake Elsinore. A 34 nautical mile leg and into a headwind here, so this is going to be, might be a little tricky. Let's see what the computer tells me. The computer still tells me arriving at 2200 in goal, so that's pretty crazy. That means I can fly a lot faster. I'm not sure that takes into account the wind speed. We'll see what happens as I go across here, as I make progress into this wind. It's lumpy though. Having a good time flying the Discus 2C again, of course. Got Space Vampire back there and Leo the Lion. They both got low and kind of got in some tricky terrain. I think are Just having to sort of scratch their way out of there. But they're both still in the air, so that's good. It's a good sign. There's good lift, but it's been tricky to work. But once you get up, then you're good. So I'm showing 27.9 miles to Lake Elsinore. This is my arrival altitude, 5,000 feet AGL. Not sure that takes into account the wind speed in calculating that glide. I guess it does. Guess we'll find out when we get there. I got her trimmed out here 95 knots. It was right about the McCready suggestion, a little bit faster. Now, if the arrival at goal AGL altitude is correct, 2,700 feet, that means I'm going to have tons of altitude when I get there. Which means I could be flying way faster. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get there and then see what we can do from there. Maybe we can go someplace else. Depends on what the stream wants. It was fun flying around the San Bernardino Mountains there, my sort of my home site. Coming up on Hemet now, just 8 miles out. This is where there used to be a glider facility club over here. I think they're pretty sure they're not operating anymore. That is actually the first and one and only place that I have ever actually flown in a real glider in real life. It was a short flight with a friend of mine. It wasn't really a soaring flight. We just towed up and flew around and then landed. I don't really remember much about it. That was many years ago. That was cool, pretty cool. I remember that he owned an airplane. Maybe he still does. I don't know. I haven't seen that guy in a long time. At Chino. He had a hangar at Chino Airport, which is our goal today, which is the nearest airport to me, where I live, my house. So basically, I'm flying home today. So anyways, we went and got in his airplane in Chino, and we flew out to here, out to Hemet, and then went for a glider, a sailplane flight, and then flew home in his Cessna. That was really cool. He had like a Cessna, I think it was a Cessna 140. The classic, no, I think the year that it was built was 1940. So I don't know what the model was. Maybe it was a Cessna 140. Anyways, two-place Cessna, classic tail dragger. Yeah, you don't see a lot of those Cessnas. A beautiful little airplane. A lot of air traffic around here in SoCal today. Air got pretty smooth as I got away from the mountains. A pretty steady, mostly 15 knot headwind. I got a pretty hands-off trim gliding here at 93 knots. Probably be flying faster. I'm gonna play a little conservative, see if we can get there with some, get into goal with some altitude, and then maybe go play around somewhere else. Take a little tour of Chino Hills. Headed out towards Lake Elsinore. Wow, Space Vampire is making it over to San Jacinto now. He's a lot lower than me. Leo says, had to focus for a bit because I got super low. I noticed that. And good job digging yourself out of there. Let me see if I can see where he's at right now. If he's, yeah, now he's super high. At 12,000? Looks like. Good job, Leo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rest of this task is just all downhill. Yeah, from 12,000 feet. So you may have goal on glide. Space Vampires, I think he's only at 8,000. Yeah, 8,400. So he might have a little bit. He might have to do a little bit more climbing. When we get to Lake Elsinore, we'll be in the lee side of the mountains, so that may not be a good place to look for lift. And predictably, it's very smooth out over the valley. Once you get away from the mountains, you tend to lose lift. There's not really much in the way of thermal activity out here when it's blue like this. I mean, there can be, but finding them is tricky. It's not like when we have not like when you have clouds to market, right? So you want to make sure and do the climbing in the mountains where you can. And I can see Lake Elsinore right in front of me now, right in front of my nose. That sort of rectangular body there is Lake Elsinore. And I'm just cruising here, 94 knots. Yeah, here it's really smooth. Really smooth once you get away from the mountains, which is nice, kind of relaxing, but also kind of not a good thing because that means there's no lift. Which is fine for me because I don't need any more lift to get to goal. But if I was low, then it would be a problem. I believe that's March Air Force Base. Or I see combat sense there, flying a KC-135. So that would make sense. A little bit of lift here. A lot of bit of sink there. speed up through that. Yeah, I'm doing good here. Now it's showing my arrival altitude. Yeah, see, it's the number is ever increasing, which means I could be ever speeding up if I was trying to finish fast. $8,000 feet here. Just eight miles to go to Lake Elsinore. Skylark Field. They fly. They do fly gliders out of there. They also fly skydiving. A lot of skydiving out here at Lake Elsinore, as well as some hang gliding and paragliding. I've flown here a few times. These mountains straight ahead. These look like baby mountains compared to the other mountains we were in. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, a nice clear day. We can see clear to the coastline. That's the coastline there, and then a little bit further in the distance is Catalina Island. A little bit off my heading here. Check on the other guys here, see where they're at. Leo and Space Vampire both look like they're over there by San Gorgonio. Space Vampire down 7,300 feet. Let's see if I can see him in the VFR map. They'll be in here, but they might be difficult to... Oh no, okay. Alright, Space Vampire looks like he's about halfway across the valley here. And looks like Leo's on his way to San Gorgonio. And I'm headed towards Lake Elsinore. I-15 freeway down below here. Heads down to San Diego. The air is just super smooth here. Yeah, no problem with that headwind. McConnville Airstrip. I've never heard of that in there before. That's interesting. Wow, I don't think that looks like a good place to land in there. Maybe in a bush plane. Maybe in your Kit Fox or your Wilga. We're just about to hit Lake Elsinore here. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool from here? And I'm just about to touch it now. Now. No, there it goes. Lake Elsinore, okay. All right, now we head north. Now we head home. Head to Chino Airport. It shows me arriving at 3,000 AGL, which is nuts. I'm still at 7,000 feet. And my thingy is froze again. There we go. So now, yeah, I kind of want to be, luckily the course line has me kind of coming away from these mountains, which is probably the good place to be. I don't want to be into the lee side of them, although I could probably glide over them from where I am right here. But I'm just going to go fly in at this airspeed into the goal, which is Chino Airport. And it says my arrival AGL 3,200 feet. So I think I'll arrive there at 3,000 feet and then go see where else we can fly with the rest of that altitude. Maybe climb a little bit, fly around Chino Hills, maybe go land down at Corona, or back at Chino. I don't know. We'll see. I'll go do a little bit more flying, wait for these guys to catch up. $6,700 feet. So we fly north, pretty much due north. So where we started, that's the Cone Pass there. We started kind of right about there. And we flew up to the Cone Pass, then over to Big Bear, which is back in there, and San Gorgonio. Then hit this mountain over here, San Jacinto. You can see Leo, he's about there right now. Space Vampire is on his way across. And there's Lake Elsinore I'm leaving. Let's see, what's the sim time? Should be like 1 o'clock. About 2 o'clock, 2:13. Yeah, right. Task time an hour 36 minutes here. Could have flown this one a lot faster, it turns out. Still showing my arrival altitude at plus 3,400. These airplanes can glide and glide and glide and glide. That is pretty crazy. 14.3 miles to go. Arrival altitude 3,400-ish. I'm at 6,000 feet right now. This has been a super easy glide. I thought might be a little bit more challenging. Still kind of learning what these gliders can do. I'm used to sort of thinking about Southern California from the perspective of a hang glider. And it's like, yeah, these can go 10 times farther. Space Vampire making his way to Lake Elsinore now. Leo looks like he's at 12,000 back there at San Jacinto, which should be plenty high. Let's take a look at those guys on the VFR map. Look at all the air traffic in SoCal. That's super cool. Oh, it's not going to show my previous leg. Yeah, well, there's Leo, and that's I can tell. Yeah, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. All this water here, there's not nearly this much water down here. This should be like mostly dry. Maybe there's a little bit of water because we did have like 2 days of rain 2 weeks ago, right? So there'll be a little bit of water in there, but should not look that that wet. And these hills in general, they wouldn't look like, they would look brown, just fully brown in September. This time of year, that everything's looking a little bit green because we had those 2 days of rain, right? So there'd be a little bit of green out there. I got a straight 16 knot crosswind. And this flight computer is pretty neat. So you can see there's 3 lines. Orange line is the flight path to the closest flight path. The blue line is my heading. And the magenta line is my flight path. So notice they're off so far. My heading and my flight path are off so far because of this crosswind. I got an 18 knot crosswind, right? So if I put my heading directly on the course line, I'll actually end up, I'm going to follow this magenta line, so I'll end up downwind of where I need to go, right? So with this much crosswind, what I really want to do is put my course line on the course line, on the optimal course line, right? So that's been handy to use during this crosswind leg here. And coming up on Corona Municipal Airport on my left. It's going to be flying the F-18 over there. And these rolling hills here. This is Chino Hills State Park, this area. So I live right over here. 71 freeway, my house is over in this area. Cool to see that in the sim. Flash Top Tango followed your channel. Thanks for the follow, Flash Top. Flash 2, sorry, Flash 2 Tango. Flash 2 Tago. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it. We fly gliders on this channel, in case that wasn't obvious. Good day from Redcliffe. Redcliffe, is that Queensland, Australia? Is that what that abbreviation is? And good day to you too, sir. Thanks for checking out the channel. Like I was saying, we fly pretty much just gliders on this channel. That's what I'm about. Since they introduced gliders and thermals in the sim in the most recent update, I've been having a ton of fun with it. Although this is This is a third-party glider. This is the Duo Discus from Got Friends. You can get it in the marketplace, but there's also a free version available, a freeware version, which has most of the same features. But I like this glider because there's some additional features that I like the way it flies, and some additional quality of life kind of features, and the ability to change the flight computer to this flight computer that I'm using, which has proper glider task and navigation. And I'm just about to cross the finish line here. I have 4.2 miles coming up on Chino Airport, and I'm gonna arrive there at 3,700 feet. Been flying 90 knots plus this whole time. Been killing it. Thanks for joining, Flash. Are you flying in the sim also? Or are you just interested, or have you been flying gliders at all? Curious. Always fun to have more people flying gliders with us. I do have a couple of guys flying with me today. Let's take a look at where they're at. Behind me, got Space Vampire. Looks like he's just about hitting the last turn point at Lake Elsinore. And Leo the Lion's back there. Super high. Pretty sure Leo can fly a lot faster than he's flying. Well, that's okay. And we're sort of racing, but not really. And I could have flown this whole leg way faster. So I'm still kind of learning the ropes of flying sailplanes like this myself. But soaring aircraft, soaring flight is so much more interesting to me than powered flight. And so it's really cool to have it here in the sim. And that's Chino Airport right there in front of me. That is home to the Planes of Fame Air Museum. World famous air museum for their collection of warbirds, World War II aircraft. They have some very unique pieces there. It's yeah, it's a cool spot. I haven't been over that museum in a while. I should go check it out. And I'm almost finished here. There it is, task completed. Let's see, task time, 1:46. So that was a pretty quick one. Could have flown that quite a bit faster, probably at least 20 minutes faster. Just on that last glide alone. Now normally I would spiral in and go land, but my other guys are still in the air. And so I'm gonna go head over to Chino Hills here. See if we can't do some climbing. But before I do that, I'm gonna pause it, and I'm gonna go for I need to go dump some ballast, guys. I'll be right back. All right, let's go back to some flying here. Leo says, honored to be in the dump some ballast pick. Yeah. You're pissing all over me. Oh, I got a funny real world dumping some ballast story, kind of like that. It's not that funny, but yeah, Leo, I'm pretty sure from where you're at right now, dude, you got plenty of altitude to finish the task. So I'm not gonna land right away. I'm gonna go over the hills here. I'm gonna go fly over my house, because that's the thing you have to do, right? You guys have to fly over your house, and then show you guys all where I live, and you can come and stalk me. And then we'll play around in the hills over here. See if maybe we can do some climbing, and then we'll come back and land. Push around 108 knots. Yeah, I think you should be good there. Alright, so this is Chino Hills over here. And there's this, yeah, so that's the, Chino Hills Parkway is that road. Yep. That's Chino Hills Parkway. And then, yeah, this tree area right here, that's where my apartment is. And this grass, this grassy strip right here, they're building new apartments. So basically I live right there. So there you go. Feel free to stalk me. You guys, I know I'm not that interesting. I don't think you'd want to. There's some lift over here in these hills. Let's go play around here a little bit. Ooh, Space Vampire down 2,500 feet. That's not super high. You might have pushed too hard, too aggressively. Some guy, Call Me Maverick, is blasting around the SU-57. Let's see, I want to stick with Chino Hills Parkway. Yeah, that's this main road here. Yeah, that's Chino Hills Parkway. Yeah, Chino Hills Parkway goes up here. And then left turn there, that's Carbon Canyon Road. So we're gonna go fly up over Carbon Canyon. See if we can kind of get over to the end of this one and turn around and come back. Yeah, that's Carbon Canyon right there. Carbon Canyon's one of my favorite roads to ride my bike down in this area. You go here, down here, and then there's some, up into here there's some switchbacks. Real steep hill. And then you descend, you drop into the canyon. And it's like a downhill, mostly downhill run all the way through there. Maybe I'll go ride my bike through there tomorrow. Carbon Canyon Road. It's a good one. Yeah, so here's basically where the hill really kicks up, right here. Goes up there. Yep, I know that turn. Yeah, there's the two switchbacks. Left, right. Then that's the top of the hill right there. Then you drop in, and you go by the golf course. It's funny how populated it looks from the air. On the ground, you don't really see all those houses because there's all these trees here, and it doesn't seem nearly as populated as it looks from the air. It's kind of interesting. So I'm penetrating into this headwind as I fly over these hills, getting some lift, and I'm just keeping track of my glide back to the airport. Still tells me 2,000 feet AGL arriving, so I have plenty of altitude to play around with over here. So as you cross these hills, it sort of drops you down into Orange County. So everything below down over here is Orange County. And there's some lift coming up over these hills. Can't really turn in that yet. We'll get over here, we'll get upwind of these hills and then see if there's some lift that we can work. There's some sink. Oh no, Space Vampire is good. Yeah, he's still showing 1,700 feet and looks like he's kind of crossing the reservoir now over there. Yeah, there's lift here, but it's tricky to work. Alright, I'm gonna fly in here and go check out, see if I can see Space Vampire coming into the finish. There's a lot of good, you can see all these dirt roads here. There's a lot of good, like, mountain biking in the, in this area, in this state park here. I don't ride a mountain bike, so that doesn't really do much for me, but if you're into that sort of thing. I ride the road bike, I stay to the paved roads. Whoa, Sinky. Sinky, Sinky, Sinky. Trying to compose some good screenshots, but not really liking them. Space Vampire looks like he's turning on final right now. Good job, brother. I'm still just gonna cruise along here, stay in the air kind of as long as I can and wait for Leo to come in. So it looks like Space Vampire landed on 28L. I think that's 28L, Leo. So we should all try and land on the same runway there. 15 miles out, yep. And Space Vampire installed the DG-808 airplane just so I could see you in a glider and not in a, you know, whatever the default airplane is. He's still going. It's Scott by Scott. Now it's a party. How was your podcast, Scott by Scott? Your podcast night? Yeah, I see a glider on the runway there. Alright, that is cool. Podcast night. It's got the pod going. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. Scott by Scott's got the hype train conductor badge there, too. Chino Airport, yep. There's lift right over the airport here, too. Yeah, 26L. Oh, looks like Space Vampire dropped out. Okay, well, we can't get the group shot. That's alright. No worries. I'm at 3,000 feet here. I'm just gonna wait for Leo to come in. Did you cruise to your apartment and dox yourself? I absolutely did. I flew over. I showed him exactly where the apartment complex was. So go back and watch. You can totally dox me if you want, or stalk me. But I gotta tell you, if you're gonna stalk somebody, I'm not very interesting at all. I go to bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock. There's never any like noise coming from here. I'm never like walking around naked. There's not weird people coming and going. It would be very uninteresting to stalk me. I go ride my bike, I go to work, I come home, I fly the simulator on Twitch. I live a simulated life outside of work and riding my bike. I'm just kidding. Don't stalk me. That would be lame. Oh, Space Vampire is still on the ground down there. I thought he dropped out. Yeah, Leo, land on 26L. Space Vampire is down there. Yeah, no, I see you there now. You disappeared but came back momentarily. Boy, the air over the airport is just super buoyant. I'm just hanging out here. Still at 3,000 feet. A little bit of buoyant lift right there. R53 just barely scraped my way out of a few places. Yeah, it's a little technical in there if you don't know that terrain. That's what I was saying, like the home court, home field advantage. I kind of know, and it's kind of my fault too. I should have made the task. It was one of the problems was going straight from Cajon Pass to Big Bear. I should have added a turn point at Keller Peak, which would have kept you out on the ridge instead of going back in over like Lake Arrowhead. Major Dad is a beast. Yeah, he did it. He did it super fast. Yeah, he averaged like 130 miles an hour or something like that, which is crazy. I don't know if he started at. I think he might have started at higher altitude though. We said 6,000, and when I came in, he was at like when I loaded in the game, he was in at like 11,000. So, yeah, if you started super high, then yeah, you could have done that whole first. I mean, you could have done the whole. Yeah, you could have done stayed high, flowing fast. So. What I'm saying is, I think he's a dirty cheater. Alright, I'm putting the spoilers on. I'm gonna dive in here. Try to get right on Leo's 6. There he is, right under me. Oh, right on his 6. Oh, shoot him down. Shoot him down. There he is. That's so cool. Oh, I forgot to dump my ballast. I might impact the ground here, guys. Oh no, I'm good. That's the Chino prison right there below me. I think that's the Chino men's prison. Various prison yards. How beautiful. The only decent climb you got was right before the start. That's a bummer. Sounds like I'm in some decent lift right here over the prison. Alright, let's do the beat up landing. Compulsory. So I need to get a flight stick. Oh, there's Scott taking off. Put the gear down. Bring her back around 180. Oh, look at that lineup. be a little far. All right, here we are, successful flight. I didn't ground loop it. Nope, sometimes it doesn't give me the logbook. Let me see if I can slew. Get right next to you guys here. Oh, no, there we go. There's the logbook. There we go. All right. Good looking crew there. Hey Leo, can you you can slew out of the way and back so we're not in transparent mode? Oh, oh, you can turn that off. Crap, how did you do that? I think Bubble figured that out. I think it's in the, he posted that in the general chat. Yeah, it's possible to deactivate ghosting in nearby planes. General options, traffic. General options, traffic. Let's see. No. General options, traffic. Show multiplayer aircraft in close. Oh, there we go. Yeah, all right. Oh, he left. Oh, no, there he is. Oh, perfect. Pop your canopy open. I need to figure out the frickin' drone camera mode. I think, Leo, you're in a better spot to get a cool screenshot being in the middle of us without the drone camera. But that is still super cool. I love the red British British champion livery on that DG808. That looks cool. All right. Cool, guys. All right, well, I think that's a good one for today. I think we should wrap that one up there. Oh, because you don't have the yeah, because Leo, we come out as propeller planes because you don't have those models installed. The DG808 that Sport Flyer's flying is freeware, so you can get that one and just install it so he'll show up as a glider. And then I'm assuming you see me as a propeller plane because I'm using the payware version of the Discus. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why that is. But in any case, yeah, fun times, good times. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I think yeah, let's go. There's a few of us here. Let's go hang out with Planet Neutral for a bit while we wrap. While I clean up my gear here. I think I'm not going to be working on Friday. I'm thinking Friday will be a sim day, stream sim day, and we'll do a nice long one, something long, something down in the Andes. I'm thinking I'll come up with a task. Yeah, we'll do some epic terrain flying in the Andes on Friday. So if you're on Friday, I think probably like maybe we'll say like noon or something like that. Something that'll work for Bumble would be good on Friday. Well, I'll ask him. So yeah, okay. See you next time, guys. We'll go hang out with Planet Neutral for a little bit.